share within ourselves and always be growing. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Tim, you would do the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Make a couple amendments to the agenda. We're gonna remove item number 2, and then we're gonna correct number 11 to say collector of revenue 2 and CR2 in place of CR1. I need a motion on that.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. Order spreading upon the minutes, notice of interim meeting, Harrison County Board of Supervisors, scheduled for September 22nd, as per code 254113.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
On to number 3, recognize Mr. McKnight, Sand Beach.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So what I presented to the board as part of my budget for last year was entering a lease deal for some tractors to operate on the beach. In the 11th hour, as we got closer to going out to bid for these tractors, when the lease deal was put together and sent off to Kubota Finance for final approval, they called it and said, "Hey, where are these tractors going?" And when they said, "On the beach." Well, I don't know if we can do that. So essentially what I presented was a lease turn in. We're gonna use them for 3 years, we're gonna turn them in, we're gonna wipe our hands, we're gonna move on to the next deal. That has changed. What I have to offer is the next best deal in the form of a lease purchase option. It functions pretty similarly, there is some differences. At the end of this one, we will be presented with 2 options. It's either to turn them back in with some things attached to it, or option B is to do a purchase of, it's a $101 buyout. Harrison County would be purchasing the tractors with the intent of receiving either trade-in value, or if need be, we could send them off to auction. At the end of the day, it shifts what our focus is. Originally it was, we never want to purchase, we just want to turn in and be done with them. In this option here, we would be purchasing them, but it still alleviates the capital outlay on the front end. So I say all that to say that we will get to the end of this deal, we would purchase, but not with the intention of keeping them forever. I just want to be clear on that one.
Right, there's also an issue with legal with respect to, it only calls for 1,500 hours
Correct.
worth of usage. There's a concern that, there's 2,080 productive hours in a year. So what would that bill look like if we overrun the hours in the lease?
Correct.
And could cost us a little more money. That is one thing that was also caught that has kind of derailed this lease. I had concerns about what is the hours, or the cost of the hours over the 1,500.
Absolutely. That, and there's also a post-lease inspection. If you go to turn them back in, they come out, do a walk around, kick the tires. By exercising the purchase option, you're able to avoid a lot of that. You also be able to avoid the overage charges. So again, there is a purchase, but not with the intention of keeping them forever. So just wanted the board to be aware of that. And I believe we are approved on everything up to signing of the contract, but I did want to let you know that the essence of the contract has changed.
As far as what it cost us, is it about the same?
It's about the same. We had to extend it out a little bit, but it's going to be within budget. To answer your question.
Right, Walt, do we have a clear understanding of what the overage of hours would cost in the event the delta between 1,500 versus trade? What realistically do you put on hours, do you put on a tractor annually?
A little over, right at 1,600, give or take. That's probably a safe estimate. So if you said, let's just be 500 hours overage, I mean, at $19.25 an hour, it'd be about 10 grand. So, I mean, that's one thing that, we don't wanna have a $10,000 bill at the end of the lease after we paid this amount of money to, lease them in the first place.
And those overages are negated by buyback.
Correct. Yeah, the overage would be negated and also that post-inspection. So really, I mean, if we exercise the purchase option at the end, the way that it reads, I mean, we would own them and then we would have the option of, we could either discuss trade-in value with the Kubota dealer, or if we had to, you know, say we don't get a favorable trade-in value, we would have the ability to go out to auction if we wanted to. So,
So do we need a motion on this? Improvement?
How long is the lease?
4 years.
And it's 1,500 hours a year
In the lease, correct? And
in the lease,
A
so
year
for
or
4 years,
total?
it's $1,500.
He's talking about 1,500 hours.
Total,
No, sir.
Yeah, 1,500
Oh,
total.
the cost of the lease per year?
no, I think it was,
Yeah, well, the cost would be good too.
Okay, the cost of the lease is $46,000 per year for 2 tractors. So it breaks down 23 per
How
tractor.
much was that?
$46,196, and that's for 2 tractors.
Per year.
Yes, and if we were to purchase these tractors, it'd be $85,600. There is, what I'm assuming, so when you pay this out over 4 years, you're gonna pay a little more than what, it'd be a couple $1,000s more if we went and bought them today off the showroom floor versus paid it out over 4 years. It will cost you a little more over 4 years, but Walt and I discussed, by not having that large capital outlay on the front end, you'll actually save a little money because the money would be able to stay in our investment account.
Trey, you know how if you lease a car, if anything goes wrong with it, they cover maintenance? Is
Mhm.
that the same thing with
Yep.
a tractor lease?
Yes, ma'am, it's got some, it's got the standard warranties, but then we also have a 2-year extended warranty. I believe there's an extended drivetrain warranty as well, so we should be covered.
well,
That saves us money,
if you
right?
don't mind, have you, from a financial perspective, looked at this, and is this the best way to go versus capital outlay?
I would argue, yes. Kind of like Trey mentioned, you know, you kind of forego the upfront capital purchase, which allows for those savings to be invested over the span of 4 years. By that point, I would imagine, investing that capital would net us somewhere close to that $10,000. That it would take to, or I guess, cover the interest on the lease. And especially, I mean, given our Sand Beach department is primarily funded by the seawall tax as well. You know, that fluctuates from month to month, it's not constant. So I mean, I would say deviating from large capital purchases outright would be the best move.
So it's not the best option that I really wanted, but this is the next best option, essentially.
If you're concerned about the initial capital outlay, have you considered, in effect, financing it? Borrowing the money over a 4-year period, pay for it, and then they belong to you at the end of the year, and as Trey said, if the tractors are, need to be traded in or sold, what's the difference, what's the difference in a lease agreement and basically financing it? Maybe it costs less, I don't know, I haven't looked at it, but if you're worried about a capital outlay, borrow the money over a 4-year period of time, and you get the same effect. Now, whether you pay more or not in reference to borrowing, or whether you do some sort of lease agreement with these guys, that's something to look at, but it seems like, based on what we're talking about in this lease, they gonna come out better, because you're restricted on your hourly use. If you exceed hourly use, you're gonna pay for that.
Mm.
So has anybody considered just plainly looking at a financing?
We could look at external financing options. The way that the agreement is structured now is essentially a financing option.
Right.
With a pretty, I think it's what, $100 per unit at the
Yeah.
buyback clause at the
Right.
end.
Yeah.
So I mean, more or less, we would be financing these through the Kubota dealership.
Yeah.
That's the way it's structured, it's essentially a finance deal.
Yeah.
And again, the
Financing it,
hours,
what they doing, they seem to be placing conditions, as you say, they're gonna be kicking the tires and walking around at the end of the 4 year, and God only knows what they're gonna find that's gonna
Right.
cost you.
and now
If
that's,
you're financing, that's not part of the deal.
sure.
Yes.
That's, now I just want to throw that back out, that the hourly limits and also the end of deal inspection, that only applies if you turn the tractors back in and don't exercise that purchase
The purchase.
option. Right.
Okay,
$6,000 covers two.
throw it out there.
I mean, there is something to be said though, I mean, if you could get more favorable financing over 4 years,
What did you say the purchase option was again?
it's $101 for both tractors.
So you, over 2 year or 4 years, you're gonna pay how much a year?
46,000.
$46,000. So your total comes out to be, at the end of the 4 years per tractor, when you lease purchase them, they're $92,000, $92,392, versus purchasing them outright, which would be $86,000. So you're gonna end up paying about $8,000.
You
So
gonna pay
paying
more.
somebody.
But on the lease,
Exactly.
but at the end of the lease, you don't own them. I
Wait
mean,
a
I'm
second,
not
I have a
talking about
question.
it, right? You don't own them at the end of the lease.
But you
Then
can
they
buy
give
it
you
for
the option to
$100.
buy them, and that may be $30,000 a tractor, so you're,
No, it's laid out in the lease here, it's $100 at the end.
okay.
So, on the purchase option that you're talking about, we're paying $46,000 a year.
Yes,
Or-
sir.
Okay. So that's 172,000.
For the two.
174,000.
184.
184.
Is two.
On the lease, it's 190 something, you said?
No, sir. So it's 184 if we do the lease purchase agreement over 4 years. If we were to purchase these tractors right now, today, and we own them, they'd be 85, 600 a piece, so
So it'd be 170. So we're only saving,
171.
10 grand.
I would just simply say, check,
We own them.
what's the financing cost? You know, it's, what did you tell Tim, $10,000?
The financing,
If you finance with the company, what is the finance, like, what's the
How
interest rate?
much more are you paying? The
Right.
tractors right now, $85,000 a piece. How much are you gonna pay for those tractors at the end of the lease if you option to keep them?
$92,000.
$92,000. So you're paying roughly $12,000 more
Yes.
for the two of them, which is
No,
$24,000
that's per unit,
per
Yes.
unit, which is gonna be roughly $24,000.
correct.
I check and see what my financing will cost over that 4 year period. And
Yeah,
see if
yeah.
you come out better without all those conditions about hours and stuff.
And just personally speaking, we can vote it, normally they offer 0% or 9.99.
I'd like to see the lease, the purchase option for finances before making decisions personally.
To
Yeah,
what, Dan, I'm sorry?
I'd like to see the what it would cost to finance them as opposed to
Yeah.
leasing before
Makes
I really
sense.
make a
don't we,
decision.
don't we have the money to just buy the tractor?
Sure you
We
do.
do.
Why don't we just do that? I mean,
Yeah.
why pay interest on something when you have money to pay for something?
Well,
I
it's,
mean,
Well,
if we didn't have the money, I could understand, but I
I'm-
meant,
it's kind of one of those,
Mr.
if
President.
you're,
Timmy Smith, Timmy, you have a lot of experience in large equipment. What's your opinion?
If you got the money, buy it outright. Here's the thing, them tractors are in the harshest environment they can be in, that salt water. It's gonna rot them to death. You go and do a lease and all this stuff, you're gonna owe a whole lot more on them tractors than what they're worth at the end.
and not only that,
Versus
we
how
get
long
hit
can
now,
you
but his
keep-
budget's smaller for the next 3 years.
What-
You
what-
take that
So
46,000
basically,
away
what
the
you're
next
trying
3
to
years.
avoid is the overall budget cost. If you can avoid upfront capital costs, and if you spread it out over a period, let's say of 4 years, and every 4 years you renew that. Basically is the way to look at it. He would come back and refinance. The tractors apparently are not gonna be usable or in 4 years. It's gonna be a lot of damage on the tractor. So every 4 years, you simply, in effect, renew that financing, and you don't have a great impact initially on your budget for 1 year. So it's over a period of years. And if you look at that cumulative with both the road department and other purchases of large equipment, you don't have a great impact on one budget year.
How much, see, his tractors are different than mine. What is the cost per tractor
If you purchased them, it's 85,600.
See, one of my long arm tractors is $183,000. But they're serving two different purposes. My tractors, I can keep them when it's 20 years, but they're not in the harsh environments either.
I would suggest we do like Dan said, let's look, figure out the other option and then have the information. Go from there.
I think what Walt's saying is if your return on investment on your money is 6%, then you finance those for 2%, because if you take the money out of your bulk investment at 6%, you're losing your return on investment. You're better off paying 2% in interest and continue gaining 6% in investment. Does that make sense? You're gonna make 6% over there.
Right.
And if you take it out, now you're not making as much money.
Right, that's the capital outlay aspect, is
Correct.
capital outlay on the front
So-
end, so spreading it out would be better.
Yeah, kind of.
Just looking at it long term, what the best is.
Depends on what the interest rate is.
Correct.
Younger,
I mean,
there's an interest rate in the lease, we basically
Sure.
calculated. They call it rental pay.
yeah, I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, it's gonna be, you're gonna pay in right at $7,000 more per tractor by spreading it out over 4 years.
And then, the lease,
It's $100.
but if the tractor's in bad shape, they're gonna kick the tires, they're gonna kick them hard, like Marlon said, they're gonna ask you to pay more money.
Well,
Yeah,
at that
that
point,
would be-
you
that's-
wouldn't turn them in. At that point, you
Yeah.
give them
I
$100
know, but
to
if
buy
they're in
them.
bad shape, you,
Correct.
I mean, you're either way, it's
$100, so $100, it becomes ours and we can just
Regardless of
sell it
There's
or.
no
or
inspections, there's
whatever.
no hourly, no
Regardless of the
bridges.
condition.
Yes.
But it costs more money. The lease costs more money.
That's what you wanna do, yeah.
We just need to know what the interest rate is.
Unless we can get a really good interest rate,
Right.
my suggestion is to just buy them outright. I mean, unless we can get a really good interest rate, that's just my suggestion, but find out what we can do, I guess, and then we'll go from there.
Will do. Get with the wall.
Trade off runoff, 'cause
Yes.
All right, need a motion on the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second. Discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Item number 9, order accepting the lowest and best quote received from Allsafe Technologies for 16 channel fisheye security camera setup in the amount of $19,654.94.
Motion. Second.
Discussion?
question on that. Crystal and Sharon, so in the budget for this year, we looked, Jeremy is pricing a security system for the entire courthouse. Will these cameras line up and work with that system he's looking at? I would just ask the board to consider that, so we can all be on one platform.
So Crystal reached out to the guy, we have two, a lower one and a way higher one. The lower one is exactly what we have now, which is our problems that we have right now. So of course, I have 34 clerks, they're not gonna be perfect at the counter every single day. They're gonna lose stuff, they're gonna make mistakes when it comes to money. I'll just give you one example real quick. A man came in recently, a few months ago, he had 5 envelopes, he's paying different properties. He's given her the money, and I don't know why it was that difficult, but obviously it was difficult for the clerk. She needed to give money back, she gave back too much money. Well, we saw it on camera, we saw that there was a money problem, we saw him giving her all that money, but one of the envelopes was definitely short. I know that, the man shorted us, but because the clerk didn't do her job properly, she ended up giving him more money back again, he already owed us, and you gave him money back. So, because we couldn't prove who made the mistake, I paid it out of my own pocket.
I don't think we're against the camera systems, we're just trying to eliminate a practice.
I've already asked that
So,
question.
that
What they're wanting is a system that is showing only what they're supposed to see
On the back
anyways.
end.
We're not even
Currency.
supposed to be seeing tags and stuff.
I got you.
That camera system
Currency.
will only be for them to use.
Yes,
The system that we're gonna install for the whole courthouse, they're gonna put cameras at the front of the lobby that cannot see tags.
Okay.
And then we
Yes.
will all be on one system. You just will not access that system they're buying.
yes. We have to see currency, and the problem with the one that we have now, money is moving so fast, it's not catching that. It won't slow down to catch it.
Your camera is for facial rec.
Right,
That camera
Yeah.
will face the enter and the exit door. So if any person walks into our office, you will pick them up.
Okay.
Just on the back side, that is where we can see the currency, the tags, and the
You're
flag.
saying on this camera, it can almost read the serial number?
Yes, we have it currently at the Seaway location, it is awesome. The way that it comes down, the way we have them now, let's say I have a camera right here, it's only angling, maybe it might catch Tim, but I can't see what Angela's doing with her money over there, I can't catch Angela, cause it's not fish eyes.
So it
The
catches
fish eyes on Seaway, I can catch 3 stations at one time and zoom all the way down and see exactly to a coin what the girl has.
Like casinos.
Yes,
They're fun.
just like a
Yeah.
casino.
Yeah.
And when Crystal asked him, the Revo, which was cheaper, can we borrow it for a minute, but can we use it for 30 days and see what happens? He said, I'm gonna be honest with you, the way that the money is coming across the counter so fast, you're not gonna be able to zoom in and catch it, it's gonna go blurry. It's gonna go blurry when you zoom in to see it, which is what we have right now, I can't see a bill. They do better at it with their younger eyes than me, but even still, do you not have a hard time?
It
You
is
can't
hard.
see
You have
if
to
it's
look
a
at the
20,
face.
100, or a 10. So technically, how we do it now is we count the bill. All right, well, to get to $100, I need 5 20s or this many 10s to get to that. That's how we have to do it right now because I cannot see what the bill is. And they definitely make mistakes. I have one I gotta go look at the camera in just a few minutes on cash. So we need a camera system for cash, and we use that. When I tell you we zoom in on cash, literally every day or every other day, it's a lot. We do it a lot. Now, we don't just lose money, I find it. And then I hold the clerk responsible. Hey, this is 3 times this week. You've been short $20 or $100. It's coming out of your paycheck. If you do it again, Sharon ain't paying it anymore. But I need to be able to see it so I can see who did it, the customer or her. But at the end of the day, it's still the customer. But like last month, we collected 14 million for the tax sale. That's cash coming across the counter too. And that comes across 3 hands. The clerk who got it at the counter for the customer, who walked it over to Crystal, who counted it, who gave it to the bookkeeper who did a deposit on it. There's a camera at each one of them stations, but if a mistake happens, I can go back to every camera and see who lost what or where it went. Of course, that didn't happen, but it could have.
Does this price include saving, like, a year of this video, or how long does it save video?
A lot longer than what we have. Right now, we can only go back 30 days. Seaway, they still have not ran out of time yet.
Okay.
Since
Well, it's like a cloud.
6 or 8 months.
A certain amount of cloud space.
Yeah.
It's 20 terabytes, whereas opposed to 10 that we have now. So it's gonna double our storage, and we won't have as many cameras running, so it won't clog up so much storage.
Right now, we only have 30. Like right now, we have placards in our inventory right now, more than I need, more than I actually have in my office. Me and Crystal, we spent days going back on them cameras to see what clerk was not entering her placards and not taking them out of my inventory. We narrowed it down, we saw who it was, and we've rectified it. I can only go back 30 days, so there's plenty of times when we need that storage to go back more than 30 days. It'd be nice if it went back just 60 days for sure.
But the new one, it will go longer than 30.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we have a motion. No.
I just have
Yeah.
a question. You mentioned something about the cameras not seeing tags, or is that something
Yes,
we're not
she can
supposed to
explain.
see or something?
It's against the law to give out car tag information. Property is all day long. You can ask me anything you want about property. I can give you somebody's property. If you want to look at it, the map, taxes, whatever you want to know is public. Car tags is not public. It cannot be talked about. You can't run it, you can't see
Okay,
it.
yeah, I was just
I
wondering.
think WX came in one time and did a video, and you cannot zoom. They had to cut that because they zoomed on people's
I was just,
registration.
he said that, so it may be just for
Federal stalking
information.
law or
purposes.
something prohibited.
I think we got enough.
All right, we got a motion, and a second.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Number 10, order approving salary increases in the amount of $2,000 each for tax collector employees.
Sharon.
Hold her just a minute, 'cause if I'm reading, we're approving this before they attend the class, if I read that correctly. Am I missing
It was
There
something?
was a typo.
So it's not
CR1, they've
on-
already attended.
That's the next item. We're on number 10.
I know it.
Okay.
On number 11, it appears that they're
It should say
have they
CR.
gone to the class
Yes,
already?
the number 11 should say CR2. It was
Okay,
a typo.
it was a typo.
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to CR2.
They're going to
in the next-
CR2. They're getting a raise right now for
Thank
CR1, and then they're going to CR2. It's a
Thank you,
typo.
because
That's
it
fine.
appears on the agenda, we were approving it before they went to the.
Uh-huh.
They've already made, that, we had amended the agenda again.
You corrected, that was part of your
Yeah, that's part-
correction.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I
No, that's okay,
apologize.
that's okay.
Pardon?
No, I said that's okay.
Thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome, thank y'all.
Order approving salary increases in the amount of $2,000 each for tax collector employees Kate Carroll and Brooke Billingsley who have attained certification as CR1s.
Motion.
Discussion? 10, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Order approving travel for Brooke Billingsley and Kate Carroll, deputy tax collector clerks, to attend the Mississippi Tax Collector Education Certification Training Collector of Revenue 2 CR2 course scheduled for October 13th through the 17th in Biloxi. Estimated cost $700 for registration, $350 per person.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 12, order acknowledging receipt of the delinquent personal property taxes for 2024.
Motion.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Order approving renewal of contract for collection of 2024 delinquent personal property taxes between Wessler Law Firm and Harrison County.
Motion.
Second discussion, there's been no percentage changes on,
No, it's by
any,
statute.
pardon me,
It's by
by
statute.
statute.
And just so you know, he negotiates those all the time downward when they need to.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 14, order authorizing advertisement for RFPs for the 2025 Comprehensive Plan and Unified Development Code update as requested by the Harrison County Zoning Director.
Motion.
Second.
Amen.
We have a motion, a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 15, order designating the Chancery Clerk and Purchase Clerk or respective designees to receive RFQs to provide human resource services, and any supervisor, county administrator, and other personnel as identified by the county administrator and purchase clerk or respective designees to serve on a selection committee to review, receive submittals, and make a recommendation to the board.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 16, order approving travel as listed.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 17, order appointing Karen Oye, contract assistant as an application preparer for the state of Mississippi Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Program, FEMA Match Infrastructure Recovery Program, and authorizing her to conduct all communications on behalf of the Board of Supervisors and related to the grant program.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 18, order authorizing Nathan Barrett, President of the Board, to sign and execute all documents related to the state of Mississippi CDBG Recovery Program, FEMA Match Infrastructure Recovery Program, and authorizing him to take all such other necessary actions to apply for the grant on behalf of the board.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Order authorizing year-end budget amendments.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Order approving end of the year 2025 interfund loan repayments.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 21, order authorizing the interfund loans for fiscal year 26.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Order authorizing and approving repayment of unobligated ARPA state and local fiscal recovery funds to the U.S. Department of Treasury.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 23, order authorizing budget amendment and approving payment of invoice 4099 to Harrison County Development Commission for the purpose of satisfying grant match requirement as outlined in fiscal year 2026 budget request.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? Not on this specific item, but Harrison County Development Commission, has that letter on IMMS been sent to them?
I just got the appraisal from their appraisal. IMMS's appraisal this past week. I've asked them to change some things in it. I'm waiting on them to do that. So as soon as I get that, have it done.
They come out the gate wanting that money.
Is this for every one of them?
That's for the 3.6.
So that, this is for their matches, the match
For the
for their
grant, yeah.
grants. Okay, I just wanna make sure.
3.6, I believe. Yeah, they come out the gate.
Tim, when would you?
When can we
would
get that
you be
letter to them?
prepared to send that letter to them?
I mean, I could go ahead and do it without what I asked for, if you want me to. It's just that one issue I think is, thought was easily addressed, and it took their appraiser 2-3 weeks to do it, and then he sent me what I asked him to look at, so. I can go ahead and send it if you just. The appraisal the Development Commission got is just not valid, they just ignore the fact of 85-year lease on it, that just doesn't mean anything. So, IMMS got an appraisal that takes into account that, so I asked him to write a letter commenting on their first appraisal, whether or not that's a valid appraisal, and it came back with a.
What is Dr. Salagi's appraisal?
I think it's next to, with the lease on it, it's low.
What I'm trying to determine is what are we going to send to the commission in the amount that we feel like should be charged?
It was 10,000 minus what he's paid, so like $8,000.
Yeah, he's
It's not, it's like $7,000 or $8,000 with the lease.
With the lease.
With the lease. Their appraisal was, it's a weird appraisal, it was $400 and something thousand based on they went back to the time before the lease was.
Yeah, that was 400 and something
They acted as if the
thousand
lease wasn't theirs, basically what they did.
So, okay, so you wanna take
I
this?
can write it without it, I thought it would be better to have their appraiser,
I just think.
and
Okay, make a
if
motion.
he
I
just
guess
took
there's
a while to
more
do
than
it,
one
number
way to
one.
count that.
Yeah, no,
But
Yes, I know.
If you wanna table to the first meeting, get him the letter and we'll.
Look, there is
correspondence with him,
I
in
don't-
an agreement.
I hope the Development Commission watches, there is absolutely no difference in a lease with 85 years left on it at $100 a year and a conveyance to IMMS with a reverter clause if it ever ceases to be used as the purposes that were allowed to be useful. There's just zero difference in that, except according to IMMS, when they make grants and stuff to build on this property and it's a lease, it creates problems with the grant. They wanna be able to say they own it.
Yeah.
But there's really absolutely no difference between, except at the end of this lease is renewable, so it's 85 years and gets another 100 added to it when it gets renewed. So there's really no difference between a conveyance with a reverter clause, that is, that it reverts back to the Development Commission if it's not used for the purpose it's been used for. And this 85-year lease, there's just no difference in why the commission took its position has never been made known.
I think it sounds like we're all in opinion that
Right.
we just want a letter sent to them with what we decided and that's it.
I had no idea that it would take that long.
I
to
mean,
get the
regardless of
answers together.
appraisals.
Let's go ahead.
I
I'll
agree.
go ahead and do it. It's gonna be a resolution from the board is what we,
I thought we did one.
no.
That's what we
I
talked
That's what I
about.
was drafting. I was gonna get the appraiser to say exactly what I just said. And for one reason or another, I can't get put it right.
But I guess the only concern I have, we're just giving them, this money with no guardrails of where it's gonna be used.
No. This is specific to those 4 grants. This money, this 3.1 or 3.6
And we
is
have the
the
document,
match,
I
is the
agree, we
match
have the
money
documentation
for
that this
those
is.
grants. And if every one of those grants have already been awarded, there's others on the books that they're applying for,
Okay.
equals 6-point-something million.
Okay.
But this is the 4 grants that they have been approved already
Okay.
for, that they
I'm just
don't
gonna
have to
make a
match
note
money
here.
for, for 4 grants.
Okay.
So there's another 3 or 4 or 5 grants, whatever, the total match is 6-point-something million, but we're not awarding that to them until they get awarded those
Okay.
grants,
All
or
right, good.
approving, giving it to them
So we'll
until.
just table, I can make a motion to table approval of this?
If that's how it would, it's a matching grant, you don't have to pay it anyway, you've already applied for the grant, right?
So Harrison County Development Commission has applied for multiple grants, like let's just say 10 of them. 4 of those grants have been awarded. This 3-point-something million is the match for those 4 grants, so they don't receive them without this money.
Right, I agree with you, that's what I'm saying. If you delay the vote on this, it could adversely affect the grant.
Yeah.
This is 3-point-something. There's another group of grants that they've applied for. The total amount with this 3 million is another 3-something, it's 6-point-something million. But we only awarded them the 3 point, whatever this is, on the grants that they've been approved for. The others, we're waiting to see if they're approved, because we're not just gonna give them money, and then if they don't get the grant, you know, so the approval,
Okay, so we can just approve it.
yeah, because they've got another step coming down the pipe.
I'll
Yeah.
approve this one.
Yeah, so,
And
okay, we
I'll
have a,
have, I'll have that resolution on the next.
yeah, let's
meeting.
get that to them and get that taken care of.
So I'll
I mean,
withdraw the
we're
motion
not
to
gonna have
table,
an issue.
Tracy.
Okay,
Maybe the appraiser will give me something anyway, but we'll just
okay. So we
proceed
have
on
a,
that he's not going to.
And
okay.
like Dan said, it doesn't matter.
It's just,
Made up our minds.
it's just the right thing, I think, and with the way that they've been done by some of the other community, that, I mean, we need to do right by those guys. But, so we have a first, we have a second, any other discussion? All in favor? Number 23 carries. Okay. Number 24, order authorizing payment of the following claims.
Motion. Second.
Discussion, all in favor? Order acknowledging receipt of and concurring with the order from the Second Circuit Court District of Mississippi setting salaries for support staff as listed.
Motion.
Second. Discussion, all in
I think
favor?
that needs to be
Oh,
moved to circuit. I don't know why it's under chancery, because these are circuit clerk employees.
oh, because it's gotta come out of your budget.
I already
Okay.
sent a message.
Okay, so we need to move this to circuit, all right? Okay, we have a motion, second, discussion, all in favor? Number 25, order acknowledging receipt of and concurring with the orders from the Second Circuit Court District of Mississippi. Okay, so that was 24, I'm sorry. 25 is what we're doing now, okay, we had that, we voted that, okay, sorry. 26, board agenda, order authorizing and approving the city of Biloxi's request to use the county parking lot located on MLK Junior Boulevard for additional parking needed during the 2025 Cruising the Coast Block Party on October 8th.
Motion.
Second?
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Order approving interlocal governmental cooperation agreements with cities of Biloxi, D'Albergo, Gulfport, Long Beach, and Pasco-Shannon.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor? Order approving the cooperative service agreement between Harrison County and the USDA APHIS Wildlife Services for beaver control.
Motion.
Second?
Discussion, this is worth the $7,500 because I had to deal with one of these and it was a
And
nightmare.
surprisingly, since we've been doing this, going on 10 years, that price has not gone up.
Yeah, that's definitely, just them going out a couple of times is worth that $7,500, so that's a good deal. All in favor? Order adjudicating signatory letter for Harrison County Beachfront Resilience Project MDEQ agreements for clear site certification.
Motion?
Second. Discussion, all in favor? Motion carries. Order approving lease agreement between Harrison County and Pine Belt Mental Health Care Resources for real property, 47 Maples Avenue.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion, what part? The IDD building?
That's that.
Oh, duh, it's right there. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Order approving application for Go Mesa grant is ordered by the board of Harrison County.
No move.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
How big is the back
Yes.
section?
No.
Yeah, this is item number 22.
That's just the backup file.
I guess I need to understand how we missed out on having to pay back $1.726 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says ARPA, but this is for coronavirus state and local fiscal year recovery funds. I know this wasn't during your time, but I'm just trying to understand the process that was missed.
Yeah, some of that was, well, correct me if I'm wrong, Biloxi, at the end of last year, like a week before, we had to have everything appropriated, give us 1.5 back that they were gonna not use. We could not get it appropriated in a week, so that.
That's not the same thing.
Was it ARPA?
This is not ARPA, this is a coronavirus.
No, that is ARPA. It was part of the ARPA Act. It's
Okay.
part of the millions of.
So they use coronavirus to do ARPA projects? That just, that, I mean, that doesn't even sound right. That doesn't even sound legit, whatever.
And it came from Biloxi, like the city of Biloxi?
We had obligated, $1.5 million to the city of Biloxi for some of their projects. It was essentially like a match.
And they didn't use it.
They did not. They let us know, it was after Thanksgiving, sometime after
It was a
December.
week
We
before.
had
Now he
shared,
has to pay it back?
we had shared projects,
Correct.
and what happened is they didn't use it, so they gave it back.
Is
It went through
Biloxi
us.
sharing their portion to pay back?
Well,
Since they
When
didn't
they,
use
when
it?
they gave it back.
They gave it all
Yeah.
back.
What was the date that they sent it back to?
Oh, man, I'd have to go back. But
It doesn't matter, was it like?
It was early December.
Okay, so it was
It's
December,
not
it had to be
costing
spent by the
them
end
money.
of December.
Well, it
Which is
had to be
what-
obligated.
We're
Or
just
obligated.
not,
We didn't have the
we're
time to
losing
get under
it. It's
contract
not
to
costing.
comply with the procurement regulations.
Yeah. It's like it was a project, but it didn't go through, so
Yeah.
therefore the money has to be returned to the government.
That's
Okay.
correct.
All
We're
right,
not costing us, we're just losing, as Robbie said.
Yep.
that's fine. I'm just trying to make notes for future.
Can we buy tractors with that?
If we had them under contract.
At the end of December.
Yeah.
The way that it goes from coronavirus to ARPA, it sounds like you could spend it on anything you wanted to. I wonder why we don't have one.
We need to vote on the addendum? She said we need to vote on the addendum.
We added it, but now I need you to do
On,
the addendum.
okay, all right. So, on 22?
No, on the addendum. that you-
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we added, so we need a motion to accept the agenda as amended, correct?
Motion.
We need a motion to
To do
approve the addendum.
These items.
Oh, okay,
Items.
yeah. A motion to approve the addendum.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor? I'm sorry. Should have done that. All right,
One thing, real quickly, it looks like the, RW Development has gotten final approval on the handicap accessible pier. But the question is, is there a problem with them building a pier while the beach replenishment is going on? I told them they need to check on it, but they don't know who to talk to find out.
Go over there.
I'll put them in touch with Troy.
I haven't heard anything from RW Development. I don't even know who it
It
is.
just, the pier is better to.
Right, yeah, I'm aware of what it is, they just never send any correspondence to us, to
No,
me at least.
I'm sorry, they sent it to me, but it's, we're just waiting on the Corps of Engineers and
Yeah, I can get them in touch with the project manager, that would probably be.
I'll send it to you and then you can direct it. I just don't want it to interfere. Actually building a pier and have them stop it. It's replenished, or vice versa. Anyway, secondly, we do need an executive session, purple personnel discussing several departments, not just one.
You need a list of those, Tim.
It would involve talking about qualifications of various employees that qualifies for executive session, individually,
Today?
yes, today.
okay.
Won't
Yeah.
take long.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go around that way. Angela, do you have anything? Dana?
No, sir.
So,
I don't have.
last Monday when we approved the budget, I assumed it was everything that we had all discussed, and I called Robbie, and he said that, we need to discuss 6 of those.
That's
Is
it.
that
That's what
he's
we're
talking
discussing,
about?
yeah,
Okay,
I think
perfect.
so.
Okay.
Other,
Sheriff, you have anything? Okay. All right. I need a motion to go to executive session for the purpose of discussing.
Personnel matter of various departments, and it will involve discussing qualifications within individuals, so therefore qualifies to get personnel matter.
All right. Need a motion?
Motion.
I don't think your motion counts, Angela.
I was just saying.
Tim made a motion.
I think we'll take it.
Should wait for the motion to make
Okay, now y'all vote.
And the audience votes on it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Uh,
Motion carries.
Craig, you